So our next topic is parabolas, and for most of you, you'll already have done parabolas in your classes, and the SAT really only tests the basics of parabolas. Your standard parabola equation is in this format: y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And there's a couple of things you need to know about each one of the coefficients. So if we start off with A tells you a lot about the parabola. First of all, if A is positive, then you know you have a happy face parabola, and it opens upward. If A is negative, then you have a sad face parabola, and it's going to open downward. The other thing that A tells you is as A increases, as the value of A increases, your parabola gets narrower. And the smaller that A gets, it gets wider. So for example, if we have y equals 1/2 x squared, that's going to be a really, really wide parabola, like that. Versus if you have y equals 8x squared, you're going to have a super skinny parabola, like that. So that's what I'm talking about when I say narrow versus wide. It's how far your two arms are going to go from each other. Then the B value. The B value is often something that the SAT people will include to trick you. You absolutely do not need to know anything about the B value of a parabola on the SAT. So if they say the B value equals 5, that piece of information has absolutely no use to you, and you can totally solve the problem without it. So don't allow that to confuse you. It's all that it's there for, is just total confusion. And then the last component of our parabola is the C value. And the C value is just what we want to know about the y-intercept. So that's just telling us exactly where this parabola intercepts the y-axis. So if they had a question that told you that in the equation for a certain parabola, your A is positive and your C is negative, and they gave you a picture of each different type of parabola and asked you to pick out which one could be a representation of a positive A and a negative C. All you know you're looking for is a parabola that hits the y-axis below the x, so it hits it at a negative value, and it opens upward. So it could look like that, or it could look something like this. So it doesn't matter how narrow, how wide, where on the y-axis it hits it, as long as you know that it's going to hit it on the negative portion of the y-axis and open upward.